Hey everybody, welcome back to Board Game Blender. My name is Zeke Garcia and today I want to welcome you to the Losers Lounge, which makes it sound like I'm calling you all losers. That's not what Today we are talking about games which we very much enjoy, which we get into, but that we are terrible at. And so we're going to be talking about that, the idea of a theme captivating you, game mechanisms captivating you, but not being able to comprehend how to manipulate all these parts to actually win the game. I myself am someone that does not really care too much about winning. I attempt to win. I think that's in the spirit of a game. It's part of the world that game builds, is to attempt to win. You should do that. But I'm not bothered by it. I know some people who are, some people who, if they are not winning, they are not enjoying themselves. And that's fine. If that's what you enjoy pursuing out of the hobby, that's okay. But for me, it's just not. I very quickly forget who won. I have a hard time coming up with a strategy that works and then remembering that strategy because I'll just forget by the next time we play. And so that's kind of where I'm coming at it, from this point of view. It'll just be games that I'm not very good at, but I don't fault them for that. And I think you're going to see that in a lot of segments today. So it's an interesting debate. I'm curious, and let me know in the comments below where you fall in that sort of spectrum. How much does it bother you to not win? How much does it bother you to not understand the game and be able to feel competitive? All right? So think about that. Enjoy some segments, and let's get to it.
Hi guys, two pros and two cons of playing a game you know you're gonna lose. I know I'm not the fastest guy to connect with my brain, and for example, Geistes Blitz, it's really a pain for me. But I enjoy it nonetheless because it's a game that's fast, and I enjoy playing with my friends, even games I don't ever win. And with my son, I know it will be like that. With my wife, it's already like that. When you play a game you're gonna lose, you focus more, and that's a pro, on enjoying the game and the environment and the friends you are with. Try to have a conversation, maybe sometimes, and try to enjoy that as well, depending on the game depth level. Let me read the rulebook. What does it say about enjoying time with your friends? See, you should be able to enjoy time with your friends if you win. So it's written like this. You should win. Okay. And there is a second pro. If you ever win, it's gonna be awesome. Because it's never happening, right? You know it's never happening. But if that time you connect somehow and get the ghost before the others do. For example, I'm faster usually when the picture really depicts the object that's on the table. Then I see it faster. If there is the white ghost in Geistes Blitz, you have to take the white ghost. Otherwise, you have to see what color and object is missing. There is always at least either the color or the object. And the thing that doesn't have neither color nor object, that's the one you have to take. I'm so slow at that. But when the object is on the card, then I'm faster. And if I'm lucky enough, and in the series of cards that I get, there are enough cards with the right object and color, then I'm making points, right? And if that happens, wow, that's awesome. That time, I won the game I thought I was going to lose. About cons. Is, for example, if you are pushed and forced into it, but that depends also on you. If you're playing a game and you know you're not going to enjoy it, you should say it. And if you don't enjoy neither the experience of being with the others playing that game, because if they are not your friends and you're really focusing on the game and you know you're gonna lose and you know you're not enjoying maybe a 2 hours experience, you should say it up front. And sometimes, however, you get stuck, you understand just a little later that, oh my God, I'm gonna lose. And I'm stuck here 2 hours. And you cannot get out, right? So that's a con for sure. When you know you're not even going to enjoy the experience of being there. And another con is actually sometimes thinking that you are going to lose, because actually that's the loser's mindset, right? You should start saying, okay, this time, I'm here to win. Then obviously you're going to lose, but the mindset should be the one of the winner, right? Trying to win is why you are there. So you better try. And then you're going to lose, obviously. Have fun, though. That's the most important thing.
Hello, my name's Dan, and this is my board gaming time capsule. Now then, no one really knows what's going to happen in the future, but what we do know is that eventually nations and governments are going to crumble, and the corporations are going to take over society. These corporations will jostle and compete for dominance until one will rise to the top and obliterate or absorb all the rest to become the overlords of all humanity. And I'm pretty sure I know which one that's going to be. The Disney Corporation. Think about it. Back in the 70s and 80s, Disney was a small but important part of our childhood. We loved the movies, we fantasised about going to the theme parks, and we puzzled over how a mouse was able to own a dog. But we had other things to focus on, other pop culture to consume. However, just spend a moment and consider who owns your childhood memories now. Spider-Man? Disney. The Muppets? Disney. Star Wars? Disney. The only treasured memory I've got left that Disney doesn't own is that time my sister had an allergic reaction to being stung by a wasp and her head swelled up like a balloon. Oh, happy days. It's my belief that Disney aren't going to stop at taking over our childhoods. They're going to want to take over our adult hobbies too. There's already evidence that this is happening. Just look at the recent rumours that Disney are going to take over Hasbro and Asmodee. Now granted, those rumours were started by me, just now. However, you've got to admit they were credible. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if the Disney Corporation made a bid to take over the Dice Tower. I can see it now. They'd rebrand it to fit their Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs franchise. We'd have Snow White, Happy, Grumpy, Baldy, Bashful, Punny, Goofy, and of course, Cretin. So what can we do about it? What can we do to stop Disney taking over the world? Well, probably nothing. Yes, we could send someone back in time to try and stop Walt Disney ever founding the corporation. However, those type of shenanigans tend to get really convoluted. And they also tend to spawn increasingly poor sequels. And quite frankly, it's not worth the bother. No, we just need to accept our new corporate overlords. And with that in mind, we need to prepare the people of the future to love all things Disney. And that's why this week we'll be putting this game, the X-Wing Miniatures game, into our board gaming time capsule. The X-Wing Miniatures game is a tactical ship-to-ship combat game where players take control of a small squadron of fighter ships from the Star Wars universe. It's very good at simulating the exciting twists and turns of dogfighting in small fighter spaceships, and it's also very good at extracting large amounts of money from your wallet. Yeah, sure, you can tell yourself you're only going to stick with the base set, but those expansions can be very Moorish. I really enjoy playing X-Wing, however, I'm absolutely terrible at it. But to be fair, in order to be good at the game, you have to have a number of qualities that I just don't possess. Firstly, in order to move your ships around the board, you need spatial awareness. But also, if you want to be really good, you need to be willing to make this a lifestyle game. The meta is so deep and complex, and there's so many combos, builds and strategies that a casual player just has no chance against someone who dedicates a large amount of their gaming energy to it. You can get around this a little bit by blatantly stealing other people's squadron builds from the internet in order to stomp all over people who up to then thought you were their friend. Paul Newsome. However, that takes away some of the fun and the escapism of the game, which brings me on to the main reason that I'm rubbish at X-Wing. In order to build a really effective squadron, you have to be willing to throw the Star Wars theme out of the window a little bit. You need to be prepared to have Darth Vader flying with a squadron of First Order TIE fighters, or have Poe Dameron team up with Porkins, stuff that would never happen in the films. You need to do whatever makes your build the strongest, not the most thematic. And that's just not a leap I'm willing to take. As Yoda so memorably said, I will not make it so. However, all that being said, if you're playing against someone who's at the same level as you and not cheating, Paul Newsham, then this game is a joy and very worthy of being put into our time capsule. For example, I play this game all the time with my son Evan, and we're very evenly matched.
My dad is very good at X-Wing.
So all that's left to do is to pop the X-Wing Miniatures game into the board gaming time capsule. Now, just in case you're wondering, I've already put the miniatures in there already, so I don't need to bother out tipping them in. I'll just check for you though. Yeah, they're definitely in there.
Howdy folks, welcome to the Player Showdown. I'm Hunter, this is Rebecca, and today we're talking about games that we love, but we're not very good at them. I found this topic very hard for me.
Really, what was that?
Good at every game.
Well, I definitely am not, and I must say that my game, well, among other social deduction games sometimes, but this one in particular, Spyfall. There's something about the stress of being the spy and not having a clue where you are and having to give answers with someone not reading all my tells.
It's not that obvious.
So, Hunter, do you like guns?
Not particularly. Rebecca, do older people enjoy this place?
Do older people enjoy this place?
Staring awful hard at that board.
It's part of my thing. I always stare at it with glass.
Uh-huh. I accuse Rebecca of being the spy.
Obvious. I gotta think of a good answer.
You're the spy. I accuse you of being the spy.
Where the heck were you?
Well, maybe there's one category of game that I'm not good at. It's called flicking games. You ever heard of these flicking games where you flick things? You know, I used to think I was really good at flicking games, but I learned otherwise in epic fashion. So my example of that kind of game is Flick 'em Up. Flick 'em Up has an unusual flicking method. So not only is it hound on my bad flicking technique, it gives me a horrible flicking technique on top of that to use. So you can't like hold your finger with your thumb, you have to kind of just, whatever this is. And it usually has disastrous results.
Well, for you anyway. So, now you see that we picked two different games. We really had to because honestly, if we both are horrible at the game, we probably don't like it that much.
Yeah, if you're do really poorly at a game over and over again, I mean, you usually don't love that game. You may like like it because of the experience, but I think we may have some games that we're both horrible at and like them, but we just don't know we're horrible at them because we've only played them 2-player, and we're equally horrible at them.
There could be truth in that. But honestly, when it all comes down to it, it's all about the gaming experience and having fun. And honestly, I love these games equally, even though I'm much better at one than the other. And it's about the experience and the people that you play them with.
Yep.
So, thanks for joining us today.
Cool catchphrase!
For today's game Under the Radar, I'm going to be taking a look at Watson and Holmes from the Diaries of 221B. This game, which is a deduction game, the one I happen to have here is the printing from Ludonova, which is a company in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. But the game was just re-released, so it'll be much more widely available. And perhaps after the game gains some traction, it will not be under the radar anymore. But here's why I wanted to talk about it today. The game, as I said, is a deduction game, and I am pretty bad at deduction games as it is. I'm usually not very good at them, but usually I also don't get bogged down in minutia in that kind of game. In this one, however, you'll be moving around a selection of cards, trying to solve a crime by gathering clues that you are reading from these cards. And these cards represent people you are speaking to, scenes you are investigating, and so forth. And you are going to be taking notes. Here's the thing about me and taking notes. I never know how much is enough and how much is too much. And so basically I either end up missing things I should have written down, or basically, making a Xerox copy of the entire thing I just read, which slows down the game, and I understand I probably shouldn't do that. But if I don't, then I feel like, oh no, there's going to be one name mentioned of someone there that later is going to be a thing, and I'm going to have to go back to that card and waste some time just revisiting it because I forgot that guy's name was James. And so I am terrible at this game. It is one that I don't tend to pick up on the clues as quickly as other people, or I tend to just not take notes as well. But it is a fascinating game. It's a game that really strikes that balance between being a deduction game a la Clue, which is just, here's some hidden information, discover it because it's missing from the playset, and a very deep, lots going on, read the case file and make up your own mind kind of game, right? This one's in between those two. It's not just a free-form exercise. There are rules, there are turns, there is structure here. But the way it's all presented makes it feel investigative, makes it feel realistic, makes it feel like you are going out there and talking to people and picking up on little things, and everyone discovering information at a different rate and from different points of view is very interesting, very exciting. The game definitely is going to, to lead to a night of quiet puzzling out of things. It's not a riotous game. It is not going to be a party game. But if you've got the right group, if you've got the right setting, and you feel like solving some puzzles, figuring out some whodunits, this is going to be one that you're really going to enjoy. It has a good amount of cases. I think there are 12 in the box, and they are all engaging and clever. And so that's my recommendation for you. If this is not on your radar, perhaps it's a little too esoteric for many people. If it sounds like something you might enjoy, then I recommend you give this one a shot because it is worth it. I'd look for this one or look up the newest printing of it. Still call it the same thing. So there you go. That is Watson and Holmes from the Diaries of 221B. Check it out. Solve some whodunits. I'll see you next time.
Hi everyone, we're Jess and Andrew from Gameosity, and today we're talking about games that we love, but we may not be very good at.
Yeah, while I could easily have just answered games I have to play against you, she always wins. She wins at everything. I guess we're both really big fans of cooperative games, right?
Yeah. We love games like Pandemic and The Captain is Dead.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Recently they released the Dresden Files cooperative card game, and those are all really fun games, and we really like them, and they're all
really hard,
like stupid hard, and that's a common trait of cooperative games. They tend to be mean because you're ganging up against the board, and so we have a lot of fun with them, but they're not always the easiest.
Does that mean that we're the bullies?
Oh man, we're the bad guys. Anyway, that revelation about our nature aside, when we try to think of a game that I love and
that
really
we never win,
fail at, I really can't help but think of ghost stories. Ooh. So, Ghost Stories is sort of a tower defense game. You will be Taoist priests that are protecting a village from ghosts that'll stack up on the exterior and start attacking the village en masse. Each village tile has a special power. The priests can move between them and take advantage of those particular abilities. Of course, the ghosts are going to be attacking from the edges of the village, and if they can, they'll haunt a tile, flipping it over, depriving you of its power. Now, as soon as 3 tiles get haunted, well, that's the end of the game. Priests will, of course, have an ability to fight back. Every turn a ghost comes out, you check what color it is, and that determines what player board it goes to. Then your character will be able to move and hopefully exorcise that ghost by rolling these combat dice, the exorcism dice. If you get the correct number of symbols you need, then congrats, the ghost has been eliminated. But if you didn't, players will be able to collect tokens to compensate for bad rolls. Now, there are 2 kinds of ghosts in Ghost Stories. They're tormentors that are going to force you to roll this torment die. And 2 faces of this are blank, and every other face of it is something incredibly awful. Haunters are one of the ways that you lose the game, because haunters take over village tiles, and once 3 village tiles are taken over, that's it. It's fair to say that Ghost Stories proves that ghosts are jerks. Well, who quit without saving?
Ooh. So why do we keep playing this game?
Well, I mean, the reason I think it's really satisfying is that the small victories are fun. When you manage to exorcise a ghost, when you manage to flip a tile back over and work together with your teammates to reclaim the board from total oblivion, which you're constantly always on the edge of, well, those moments are really satisfying. Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like being able to help my teammate out by taking a ghost or giving them the help they need to clear their own board.
Yeah, sharing the resources and clearing their board and being strategic. I mean, that's satisfying.
It's fun to watch the ghost disappear from the deck, and you whittle it down and down and down. And
then that aspect of Wu Fang shows up, and it's too big and it's too powerful and
annihilates you.
It usually just kicks you in the teeth. Of course, there are expansions where you can add villagers that you need to protect, or else they die and you lose the game. In case the game's
too easy and you want to make it harder.
Exactly. Or you can add the expansion that actually adds a 5th player.
Okay.
In the form of the aspect of Wu Fang as a player who's there to destroy the others.
Not okay.
Against all odds, we do love ghost stories, but we're not awesome at it, and that's okay.
What can you do?
Yeah. I'm Andrew, this is Jess from Gameosity, and we'll see you next game.
Bye!
Hey guys, it's Nerd E, and I'm here with you for another episode of Board Game Blender. And today we are talking about every game that you are loving to play but just can't seem to win. And my game is Can't Stop. Now, the reason I can't win this game is because I stop way too many times, and I'll get to that in a second. Alright, where am I? Well, this is not going to be an easy one to do in my format, so we're just going to talk about how the game's played. You're actually rolling dice, trying to get different numbers on those dice. adding them up, trying to get, 7 or a 6 or whatever, and move your little token up the board until it gets all the way to the end. If it does, you lock it in and you're done with that one. The first to get a few of those done, the game's over, they win. You can always stop rolling and lock in where you're at. Or if you keep rolling, but you can't continue to roll those numbers, then you're bust and you get nothing out of it. So you can't stop if you want to win. Who am I? Well, I am very much a careful player in this game and really in life. I don't like risking too much. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to stick my neck out too far. So I stop rolling way too early in this game, and that's why I can't ever win. But the fun I have is watching my opponents keep rolling and try to make it and try to get all the way up to the very end of one of the spots in one round. And if they do it, it's amazing. And if they don't, at least it wasn't me, so I'm still having fun watching them. I can't win. I'm always stopping. So how am I? Again, don't think of this as my normal who am I. This is really a game that's all about the fun you're having with your friends. You're not playing a character, you're playing yourself. And for me, I am so careful and cautious that I'm never going to win this game. But playing it is a blast, watching what other people's reactions are and how just go for it they are. I'm just not that type of person, but I love watching people that are. Can't stop. Fantastic game that I'm always going to lose, but I'm going to love playing it when I do. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let's find out what everyone else isn't very good at.
And take it from me, there are so many ways to lose a game. If it's not a cooperative game, I'm usually the loser. But I have a good time playing. Well, that's all I have for now. May your rolls be high.
Hello folks, Mark here, and welcome to Thinking Inside the Box. In this series, I'm focusing on inserts, storage solutions, and games that already do both really well. Today, we are taking a look at The Grizzled from CMON. The Grizzled is a fast-paced, fully cooperative card game for 2 to 5 players that takes place in the trenches of World War I. Apparently, I brought too much ammo to the battle. You will do your best to avoid threats and lead the team to victory. The Grizzled's outstanding art is the perfect complement to its message of peace and enduring friendship. Planning, teamwork, and a little luck, actually a lot of luck, are the tools you'll need to win this cooperative game. Okay, so The Grizzled is one of my favorite cooperative experiences, but it is a game that I rarely win. And it's not just that it's a challenge, but the game is truly out to get you. Alright, let's see how we can organize this one. I've been looking for a way to nicely store both the base game and its expansion at your orders. other than just throwing everything in the box, which obviously you could do. But Meeple Realty has a really nice solution. They call this insert the Grizzled Camp. Can you believe this crazy weather? Rain and snow in the same day? Features of this insert are a custom token tray with some unique barbed wire cutouts, a card tray that holds sleeved or unsleeved cards, a card tray lid that can be used as a stand for the card tray. The insert will fit in either the base game box or the expansion box, and assembly time is around 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the construction. I really like the little finishing touches to this insert, which add to the theme of the game, like all the design work and the barbed wire. Very cool. I chose to not sleeve my cards, so that leaves some nice room to store all the standee characters in the card box. If you do sleeve the cards, then the characters would store on top of the box just like the first player marker. Everything fits snug in the box. Granted, it's a little bit tight, but I'm very happy with this little insert. It really does the job. Big thumbs up to Meeple Realty. Nicely designed and easy to assemble. And it's very reasonably priced, so you gotta give this one a closer look. And if you haven't experienced the Grizzle, you've got to try it out. Oh no, gas mask thing, not my fault. I didn't even bring one. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Happy organizing. And until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Got a couple of guys dropping by tonight. We're gonna build some civilizations. All pumped up, all ready to fight. Playing one of my favorites. Nations. Gonna play as king, although I've never won. I feel my winning streak has just begun. Got my man Augustus all ready to fight. I'm gonna get that legionary. Then the colonies are in my sight. Don't forget not playing solitary. What's going on? What you doing, friend? Stomping around on your elephant. Bring a war to my door? I know that I'll be okay. Whatever I will do. I just wanna play. I'm happy to lose. Medieval times are smiling down on me. I'm the proud new owner of Prussia. You've got spectacles, you can see which nation's gonna crush ya. Things are going right, so something must be wrong. Sure, the wrath of Genghis Khan. I know that I'll be okay. Whatever I will do. I just wanna play. I'm happy to lose. So I'll be back for more. The Renaissance I did okay. I will not quietly go under. I'm a great industrialist, Titanic, a strategic wonder.
Strategic wonder.
But of course, at end of game, the Civil War takes me down in flames.
I know that I'll be okay.
Whatever I will do.
I just wanna play. I'm happy to lose.
So I'll be back for more. I'm a loser, baby. So why won't you play me? So I'll be back for more. I'm a loser, baby. So why won't you play me? I'm a loser, baby. I'm a loser, baby.
And that's going to do it for us, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your visit to the Losers Lounge. A big thank you to my contributors, as always. A big thanks to you for tuning in. And as always, my good friends, stay a friend of the blend. I'll see you next time.